What's up, fam? It's Monday morning, beautiful day, sunshine. I'm excited about the week. I have a lot to be grateful for, including my new shirt. Check it out. Don't be jealous. Thank you, Charles White. You guys may have an opportunity to get some of these here in the near future. There's a whole line of it coming out, but more to come with that. Let's talk about the fundamental of the week. It is get clear on expectations. This fundamental is foundational to the test organization and probably to your personal life. And so for the next few minutes, I'm going to be talking to you guys about how just improving a few things can help you both professionally and personally. All right, so here's how getting clear on expectations can help you here at Test. Number one, it is foundational to everything that we do. And the reason why I say that is it's tied to our core values. So for instance, getting clear on expectations as it relates to teamwork, which is the T in Test, the first T in Test. In order to work in a team, you have to have clear expectations. You have to be able to communicate those expectations in a way in which everyone understands. And if you're receiving the expectations, you have to make sure that they're clear in your mind as well. So whether you're the person that is assigning the task or you're the person who's receiving the assignment, it's still the same. The expectations have to be clear. So using words like as soon as possible or just do the best you can, that's really not setting clear expectations. So what somebody believes as soon as possible, for them may be one thing, but for you may be something different. So if someone is telling you that, you need to ask the question, what does that mean? Does as soon as possible mean within the next minute, 2 minutes? Does it mean by the end of the day? Does it mean by the end of the week? So getting clear on expectations as it relates to the team is extremely important. The way that getting clear with expectations is relative to excellence, which is the second core value, the E in Test, is this. If we can get really good at setting clear expectations and making sure we're on the same page on any and all expectations, we will improve our excellence in the following ways. Number one, internally. Let's talk about that. So if we get really good at communicating, we get really good at setting expectations, then it's going to help us become excellent when it comes to operating internally. When it comes to operating externally, like with our clients, setting expectations with our clients or managing expectations with our clients, making sure that we're very clear on the expectations that the clients have of us and whether or not we can meet those expectations. It's important for us to be able to do that to make sure that we are providing excellent service for our clients. So that's how it's relevant to excellence. Okay, so the way that getting clear on expectations is relevant to safety, which is the third core value, which is the most important core value in Test. It's the S in Test. We have to be very clear on what our expectations are in reference to safety. Safety is number one. It's our number one core value. And so when we're communicating the safety policies, when we're communicating the safety protocols, when we're communicating the safety standards, we have all of that written, but we have to be able to communicate it in a way that it's very clear on what the expectations are. It's very clear on if someone is following our policies, following the standards, everything in reference to safety. So we have to make sure that getting clear on expectations is a priority when we're communicating about safety. And then the last core value is timely. So when we talk about timely, we're talking about efficiency for the most part. So if we can get really good at getting clear on expectations, then we'll save a lot of time. And it may seem like we're taking more time on the front end to communicate, right? So when you're having the dialogue back and forth with your manager or your subordinate, and you're asking questions or you're making sure that you're communicating clearly, it may seem like you're taking longer to do that, which is counter to what I'm saying about increasing efficiency. But in the long run, we will have less do-overs. We'll have less go-backs. We will have less things to have to redo because of making sure we're clear on expectations on the front end. So when we don't have to go back as many times, or when we don't have to redo a task, or when we don't have to waste time, it's going to increase our efficiency, which ultimately is our fourth core value in timely. Getting clear on expectations also relates to a couple of other fundamentals that we practice here at Test. Honoring your commitments is another fundamental. And so getting clear on expectations is relevant to honoring your commitments, because there's no way for you to honor your commitment if you don't know what the commitment is, if you're not clear on the expectation of the commitment. So that's one example. And another one is providing legendary service. So in order to provide legendary service, you have to know what the expectation is. And the idea of providing legendary service is basically exceeding the expectation. Well, if you're not clear on what the expectation is, how can you exceed it? Getting clear on expectations relates to core values and other fundamentals. And all of that may seem abstract, but let me give you a couple of ways of how it's practical. So I'm going to use 3 examples. One is the power list, which some of management uses the power list, which is 5 critical tasks to accomplish every day. Another one is a to-do list, just a regular to-do list, maybe 10 items long, things that you check off as you do. And then the other one may be the crew plan, crew daily plan. But all of it applies to all of them. So when you're getting clear on expectations, it starts with setting clear expectations for yourself. So when you're planning out your day, if you're planning out on the crew daily plan or on the power list or the to-do list, if you're planning out tasks that have broad descriptions and you're leaving yourself some room for error, the chances of having error are greater than if you're more specific and you say, I'm going to accomplish this task in this timeline to this degree of quality. And you plan your day accordingly, the chances of error or the chances of not meeting the expectation has been reduced. So it starts with setting good expectations for yourself. And then if you do that personally, you'll get good at getting clear on expectations with others. Now, this carries over to your OKRs as well when we're setting quarterly goals. And you guys have heard me mention this before about setting SMART goals. So when you're setting a goal for yourself to accomplish something by the end of a certain quarter, it has to meet a certain criteria, and I call it SMART, S-M-A-R-T, specific, measurable, attainable, relative, and timely. If you set expectations according to that criteria, then it's a lot clearer on what the expectations are, not only to yourself, but others. So your managers are looking at your OKRs, you're looking at your OKRs, and if you're on the same page, because it's clear, because you've set SMART goals, it makes it a little bit easier for everyone to understand and be on the same page, and less room for misunderstandings. Getting clear on expectations is something that's important on your professional life, but it's also important on your personal life. Let me explain. So I'm gonna use an example of a family gathering. So say you're inviting the family, your extended family, like your parents, your sisters, your brothers, your uncles and aunts and cousins and grandparents over, and you're hosting a potluck where everyone brings a dish for dinner at your house. and you want to have this potluck on Friday. So you send an invitation out. There's two things you could do. You could send an invitation out and you could say, all right, I'm having a potluck on Friday evening. Everybody bring a dish. Or you could say, I'm having a potluck. Everybody bring a dish, and give each person a dish to bring. And also tell them it's going to be at 6 p.m. Don't be late. That's setting clearer expectations than just saying I'm going to have a dinner on Friday evening, right? So the chances of success, the chances of actually having everyone attend the potluck on time and having all the food there is greater because you set clearer expectations. That's a simple example. So that applies to every relationship in your life as well. So hopefully this fundamental of the week helps you guys, not only professionally, but personally. And I hope you guys got a little bit clearer on what it means to me on getting clear on expectations. Thanks.